Do you need something, Kayla? I am not prepared. Usually you guys don't show up until like a few minutes in. Hi Luis, how you doing, bud? Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna see if I got. Did I get enough? Where are we at? Yeah, 72 million even. Still on a 4 key. Let's go. All right. Let me knock out some of this Doom Tower and then I'm gonna do some Hydra. Well, that one got away from me very quickly. I don't really care. She's better at what he does. And yeah, that'll be fine. So how's everybody doing tonight? One second. I thought you were going to bed. Head hurts too badly to lay down right now. Okay. Do you need anything before I mean, I can stop what I'm doing if you need anything. Ice cream. Okay. I love you. Are you doing anything suspicious? No, I'm live right now, but I wanted to make sure that you were good before I got too involved. Okay. I'm trying to put out more damage on Ultra Nightmare. Okay. I think I'll record a video real quick. Well, shoot. I don't know. I need to wait for a response. Because the one thing I really wanted to talk about... one of my clanmates asked me to go over clan boss stuff. Or Hydra stuff. And I don't have... I asked them if they meant on my free-to-play or my main account. And they didn't respond. So that's why I'm kind of unsure what I want to record right now, but I do want to give an update about the free to play. I just don't know how substantial that update is. Oh, that's right. I said I was gonna. That's right. I remember now. Okay, I'm gonna build new. So let's get that started. All right, and here we go. Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock. We are on the free-to-play account, and I'm going to do what I said. I was just talking to chat. I'm live right now, and I couldn't remember what it was I said I was going to do tonight, and then I was just talking to chat, and then it came to me. So I know I said I was going to build Newt, and then I've got his masteries. So let me look up. Now I do need Newt to have accuracy as well, but I don't know kind of what they're. So let's see. Fire Knight hard. Okay, yeah. So it's pretty much the same. If we go to the masteries, it's either okay, so Master Hexer extends the weaken or extend the length of time of the counterattack. Okay. I see what they're going with. All right. I kind of agree with their assessment. So, always going to go 5% crit rate. Definitely going to crit damage. We'll hopefully be at full HP quite a bit. Life Drinker's good. And so this is the first kind of deviation that... What's this? No, I don't think that's worth it. So for Clan Boss, yeah, because we're not going to do enough damage to Clan Boss in one hit. So by 6% with... Yeah, that's great. Great ability there. Kill streak, and then we're going to come down here for Giant Slayer because he has a multi-hitter on the A1. I realize I am not explaining my decision, right? So we have crit rate by 5%, crit damage. Right here, increases damage inflicted by 5% when attacking with full HP. We would hope to be at full HP most of the time, so that's going to increase the damage that we do. Life Drinker does heal us a little bit at times, which is good to have, especially when you're considering Clan Boss, but really there's just not that many other great talents here. Increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%. So again, increasing our damage output. What I like about Bring It Down, now I am looking at like Hell Hades as kind of a guide here. What I like about Bring It Down versus Cycle of Violence has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP. Now, if we're using him in Clan Boss, he's never going to do 30% of the target's maximum HP. So I like Bring It Down better, which just gives us a passive damage increase against targets with higher max HP. Then we have Methodical, increases damage inflicted by the champion's default skill by 2% each time it's used, up to 10%. We want him using that A1 quite a bit. He will with counterattacks as well, so we'll get stacks off of that. Increases damage inflicted by 6% in the arena and 3% in all other locations. That's the part that matters. Stacks across each round in a battle up to 12%. And then I already explained Giant Slayer. So then I do want him to have accuracy because I am going to be using him for his turn meter control. So again, accuracy here as well. Let me come back here. Accuracy for each enemy alive. I like, so again, I'm going with a suggested build here, but I like every part of it. 5% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 at the start of every turn. So just a random, like just a flat 5% chance that I could get to my A3 faster. That's very good. Base stats improvements here. I like this because we're going to be giving our Newt more stats, more power, right? more speed, all of those things. Now, this is kind of the part where it's like, well, what do I go with? So we have Lasting Gifts, which will extend his counterattack buff, or we can extend the weaken that he would place, because this won't extend any freezes that he does, right? Oh, and the decreased attack as well. So Master Hexer is what I would go with, because he does bring a decreased attack. If he lands it, I would love to have that to be extended, right? So those are my thought processes behind the mastery choices. There are probably better routes to go, but I do agree with pretty much everything from the recommended build. I went with the Clan Boss build off of Hell 80s. Now there's a Fire Knight build, and that one revolves a little bit more. That one has you going Cycle of Violence, and then also going with Arcane Celerity, which is increasing the turn meter. But I kind of like this build. I think this is a better all-around build, and we are going to be using Newton Clan Boss because while we have good options, he's just a better option in my opinion. I want to test that. So that's kind of what I've been talking about for a while, is that we're all about testing here, right? Okay, so now we need to get him built. Now, I always like to start with the gloves. And the reason I like to start with the gloves is because I kind of find out right out the gate, can we go with any crit damage gloves? Now, in a perfect world, I would have, what would be a perfect piece? I always like to start with what would be a perfect piece when I'm building a champion, right? So we have crit damage gloves with a crit rate substat, and then we would have accuracy on it because Newt needs accuracy. Defense percent because he's defense percent based. Okay. So no, we don't have any pieces that have both accuracy and defense percent. What about just accuracy? So we've got 10% into crit rate. That's a great start. There is some attack percent on this, and then accuracy and speed. Now this one, they're both 5 stars. If I take that off and I go defense percentage, no roll on the crit rate there. A double roll on the crit rate here. Let's take this to 16 and see what happens. Maybe we get a lucky accuracy at the bottom. We get an attack at the bottom. Okay. I just want to take this to 12 just to see. And we go double into the defense percent. Okay. I do like the speed on that, though. We have... So, 1 accuracy, 1 crit rate. This, I know that this would be better on a different champion in the future. What if I avoid crit rate and go defense accuracy? I'm not as happy about either of those. So we had crit, and none of these were 6-star, which is what I would really like. So 10% and accuracy. That has a bunch of accuracy, but very little crit rate. I really like getting a big chunk of crit rate, if possible. And then this one of these had a lot of crit rate, right? Yeah, 17% crit rate. And a defense percent. We'll get accuracy elsewhere. I'm okay with this piece. I want to go with this piece. Now, I'm realizing now I don't have... Oh, shoot, I was in the right menu. I always forget it's right there. All right, crit damage with crit rate and defense percent. We'll try those on. There we go. Okay. What passive skill would you be voting for May Fusion? I haven't looked at the passives yet that they've offered. Did they come out? Are they? Is it votable right now? Because I can. Well, I'll worry about it in a second. Sorry, I'm also recording. I can't. I'm recording right now. This is gonna be my video for tonight. So let's focus. Sorry. Okay. Cool. We got that. We're at 37% crit rate. 125% crit damage already. That's looking really nice. Now, primary stats, defense percent chests. All right, we've got a fair bit of them. How many with crit rate and crit damage? None. Let's look for some crit rate then. And then I would also want accuracy, maybe some speed. No speed. Okay. I got to be careful. I can't keep avoiding speed, but I do think this is kind of the better route. And I like that this is a 6-star piece that has accuracy and crit rate. Let's go ahead and take this up to 16. And speed. Let's go. Very happy about that. All right. I like this piece a lot. One, it's a 6-star piece, so I'm getting a ton of defense for a defense-based champion, which is going to improve his survivability and his damage output, right? And then we're also getting a ton of crit rate. We're getting 17% more crit rate, which is just getting us closer to that cap, which gives us more wiggle room from other areas. We had accuracy on it. We had a flat defense on it, which is still pretty good. Not great, right? But still okay. And I love the fact that we got a speed roll on the end. So very happy about that. So we're definitely locking that in. You'll see we're already at 54% crit rate. So we're looking really, really good. Would I love to have a piece that had crit rate and crit damage? Absolutely. But I'm okay just choosing crit rate in this instance. Okay. So for the boots, primary stat speed. And do I have any with crit rate and crit damage? Oh, that's... There we go. All right. I do. I want to be... What about crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy? There we go. Okay. And a defense substat roll and a roll into crit rate. We're getting really good early rolls here. So we're already at 70% crit rate. We only need 30% more. Looking really good to start. Okay. I'm not ignoring chat, guys. I'm just recording right now to get started on the night. I want to knock this recording out. So I will answer all your questions here in a second. Okay. Let's take the primary off, and let's just focus on the top 3 now. So perfect items. Let's look for those. Crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and defense percent. Doesn't exist. There we go. Oh, I remember. I freed this piece up yesterday, didn't I? Right? Didn't I take this off of somebody? Or is it a different piece? I'm starting to remember. So we moved some Killstroke gear yesterday. It was this one because it had the huge accuracy, the defense percent, the HP, and a small amount of crit rate. Okay. So 14, no, not 14, 24% more crit rate, and we're starting to run out of room here. All right, let's take off shield because I do want to use that shield. I would love to make a Killstroke work, but I don't have enough room. Well, let's try weapon. Let's try a weapon first here. So the substats with crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and speed. Let's take you to 12. I just don't see me getting, unless I get a trip roll and a crit rate, I don't see myself getting enough. So these are both the same amount of crit rate. Let's see. That one's got speed. This one has more accuracy. I think I'm going to hit the accuracy goals I need, or at least early on. So I think speed would be a little bit better right now. Alright. We'll go with that frenzy. So 86% crit rate. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to complete the set, unfortunately. But we do have a lot of base defense, which is good. Really quickly, let's take a look at ring options. Okay. So we only need to get to 95% crit rate because I'm going to get an extra... I'm using this neck. Well, shoot. There's a better crit damage one. What's this? I was hoping it'd be accuracy. Okay. This is really good. Crit damage, 6 stars. And I'm going to get bonus substat rolls and accuracy on it. I have to use this amulet. Now, I can't currently equip it because he's not fully ascended, but this is what would be put on him. Therefore, I won't be using this and getting that extra 5%. So I really need to focus on the helmet here and getting extra crit rate out of it. Okay. So let's do priority stats, crit rate, high, and then hide filters. So this helmet gives me the most crit rate. It gives me 14, which would be exactly enough. And a little bit of crit damage. And then everything else goes down from here. So... Alright, let's first try and make sure we have... Let's try and see if there's a perfect piece out there. So that one probably won't do it. Yeah, because 9% is not going to cut it. Take this to 12. 10% won't cut it. I think we're looking for a double roll on crit rate on one of these pieces, and we're not getting it. Okay. So now we take off the accuracy. Are any of these pieces capable of rolling up to potentially being something better? I don't think so. So I think that's the piece. And there we go. 100% crit rate, 147% crit damage, 119 accuracy before accuracy banner. It is a little low, but I don't think... With the masteries I picked and everything, I think we're going to be fine. So let's equip those. Let's go ahead and ascend Newt. And get him fully geared out too. So we would want a defense ring with defense percent, and HP percent is great as well. So definitely equipping that. Then we want crit damage, which we already said. Now, if these were both 5 stars, I would have gone for this one, which would have given me more wiggle room on the helmet, right? But because this one was a legendary piece, so as you saw, I got a few extra substats, right? And the accuracy roll. If I didn't have a helmet that would have completed, like let's say all my helmets were only 10% instead of one that gave me 14%, like this particular helmet did do, then I probably would have been forced to use this one or rework rest of my gear. But 6-star crit damage is more than 5-star crit damage, right? So that is why ultimately I went with that particular piece. And then the last part of it, we are going to go with an accuracy banner. And this one does have a defense substat, so we're going to take this to 12 and see what we get. It went all into attack percent, so I like this one better. Actually, I don't. So I think this one's better. Because it still has... It sucks that it went all into attack percent, because it doesn't help me at all. But it still gives me more defense than this one. This one gives me more HP, though. Do I want the HP? The same amount of accuracy, right? Yeah, I actually do like the more HP, so we'll go with that. Okay. Let me take my filters off, because I'm being told I have... Thank you for pointing that out. Alright. Alright, so final stats. Slow. Pretty slow. 164 speed. 100% crit rate. Only 187% crit damage. But 238 accuracy. I'm very happy with the accuracy output that we got. Now, what would I like to do to improve this down the line? Now, keep in mind, I've got a lot of champions in use right now and not really enough gear to go around. I also haven't built a lot of gear, so there's many different factors kind of go into this. You'll see 221% crit damage for Seer, right, versus my Newt, who's doing only 187% crit damage. Let me just double check something. Yeah. You see, that's where the 6-star gloves really come into play, right? 80% versus 65%. That's a lot. Let me just double check that I don't have better crit damage gloves equipped. And do I want to take the ones off of Seer? Is the big question. Ooh. These ones must not have any crit rate on them. Yeah. Those will be pretty good. Possibly for somebody else. But I would lose too much crit rate if I was to swap to these ones right now, and I would have to redo the whole build. So, while I do think these are probably better on Newt, and I would love to eventually get them onto him, we're getting pretty long in the video at this point. So, I don't really want to make that change, because you'll see I'm losing 6% crit rate. So, I'm going to have to make up that crit rate somewhere else. Probably in the shield. I'm really pushing it, making this shield work, right? You'd love to see one that had more crit rate, but it's bringing a lot of accuracy and a pre-roll on defense and a roll into HP. So, like, it's giving me a lot of good regular stats, but I'm giving up a crit rate because it didn't get any crit rate rolls. So, I'm kind of suffering for that. And then I am losing... There's no crit damage on the chest here. So... It's definitely a build that I can fix and improve later. Man, you also get more speed out of these too. This is why the fitting room is so nice, because let's experiment here. I like Seer. I am using her quite a bit now that I have her built. However, I think Newt is more important to the account. So I need 6 more crit rate, and I'm going to assume it needs to come from my shield, because that's the weakest part right now of the kit. Why is it not showing me anything. There we go. It was just broken. So definitely want crit rate. Let's do... I don't really need it to be a priority, but it has to have it. Speed, accuracy, and defense percent. Okay. What do we got here? Okay. But I would still... Oh, so I need at least one roll. I'm going to take this to 16. I got a little bit of silver right now. Hey, there you go. Only gets me to 98% crit rate. But it's giving me a lot of speed. I'm losing quite a big chunk of accuracy, but I'm gaining a ton of crit damage. But is 98% too low? I don't know. Tricky, tricky, tricky here. And this isn't even the piece I just took off either. But that one doesn't work at all. Okay, let's take off... I'm going to keep... I got to keep accuracy on it. Yeah. So that's too much. That would get me to 99%, but I give up a little bit of crit damage. I gain some accuracy back. I think I'm kind of okay with 98%. As crazy as it is to say. Just gonna take this up to 12 here. Yeah, not great rolls. Better rolls there. All right, let's take this one to 16 and see if this is the magic. There we go. Okay. I do lose a bit of speed. What about this? That's too much more crit rate. This is fine. Right? So that takes me to 101% with 221% crit damage. Only losing 18 accuracy total. I haven't even enchanted anything, so I can make up that accuracy, right? And I'm gaining a huge bit of speed here. Yeah, this is good. I'll have to rebuild Seer, but this is really, I think, the best option for Newt right now. And I'll be able to make up for all the speed loss and everything for him too. So, all right, well, there we go. I did also say that I was going to take him to 60, so let's go ahead and upgrade his level. 75 bruise is actually not that bad. Big chunk of silver, though. But knock out a quest, get some points. Cool. Now, when is that event over, by the way? When is that champion training tournament over? Is it today? No, I can do some more tomorrow. So I'll knock out a big chunk of that tomorrow. Just leveling up food for our Mons is going to be the next 6-star that I'm going to go with. But we're at 28 minutes, and I want to kind of get started streaming and kind of focusing on that point for everybody. So, sweet. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to upload this immediately after I'm done recording it. So if you happen to see it and you want to come join me live, I'll probably be on for another couple hours. So please come hang out. Either way, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Un momento. I'm just gonna upload this real quick. All right, that's uploading in the background. I don't think it's going to affect my stream too much. So how is everybody? How's everybody doing? Let me catch up on some comments here. The passive. Did they give the news for the news thing for the passive yet? Let me see. Let's go to the site and see if they've got the passive. No, people are still voting on the A1. I don't recall what the passive options are. If you recall what they are and want to refresh me in chat, I will certainly give you an answer. All right. Let's see. We've got what's up, Twin? Congrats on getting your unkillable team up and running in Ultra Nightmare. What kind of numbers are you putting up? And thank you, mate, for telling me about the 2-star ring. All right, I think I'm gonna go kick off some Hydra with my team here, and I kind of want to record this too, but it's a difficult spot. I wonder. I really want to make a video about Hydra. Not necessarily this team, but screw it. All right, I'm gonna record this video. This one may not come out, so hang out with me, guys, because I don't know if I'm gonna release this. But hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Roadblock. I am recording this one while also streaming, so if you see me talking to chat and stuff like that, I apologize. But a member of my clan had asked me to. They wanted to see my Hydra clan team in action. And so I don't know if they meant my free-to-play account or my main account, but the main account is the more fun one. I've shown it to you guys before. I used it on Nightmare difficulty. In the past, I'd been doing Nightmare difficulty mostly because of the 4 times multiplier. However, I think I might be able to get more damage on Brutal. So we're going to try it out on Brutal. Now, I'm only going to show you a portion of this. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. And I've changed the team a little bit from what you may have previously seen. Now, in the previous iteration, I was using Shamil as a turn meter booster to cycle through my abilities. However, I came up with a different kind of strategy. It's the same concept, but instead of cycling through and pushing a bunch of turn meter through my turn meter boosters here and avoiding fear, I actually went a different route that's a little bit more direct. And I like the damage output of this team a little bit better. So let me just pick the last person that goes on the team. Where is she? There she is. Okay. So previously I had Padraig as the leader, and I would feed him turn meter with Shamil's passive. So Shamil's passive, whenever someone gets feared, he gives turn meter to the leader. Well, Padraig has turn meter boosting to my team and ally attacking. So I would just keep getting him a bunch of turns, and then him and White Queen, both on their A1s, have the chance to reduce cooldowns. So that keeps my team cooldowns up not all the time, but more often, and I can generate a lot more output damage, keep my buffs up, all the fun stuff, right? Well, what I changed it to is that instead of using Shamil, I use Newt. There's 2 reasons that I do that. One, White Queen has a passive that she will take the fear off of the ally with the highest crit damage. That's my Acrizia. Acrizia never gets feared in this build, right? So, really, I can just kill the Fearhead. And it's worked for me in the past on Nightmare difficulty, and now I'm about to try it in Brutal. The other reason, too, is that Newt is better at freeing Acrizia when she gets eaten. So previously, my only way to free her would be Shamil, which Inquisitor Shamil is a great damage dealer, and I had a lot of buffs from this team, so he would do a lot of damage, but there's always that chance that he won't. And the great thing is, Newt can just enemy max HP the head that eats Acrizia, and we're good to go. So I had really good luck with this team. I had a higher damage output with this team last time I ran it. So that was on Nightmare. I'm going to try it on Brutal and see if I can get a better output. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of turns of it to kind of show you the idea. But I do feel like there are different stages in this game. And I want to talk about this just for a second here. So for most people in kind of the early mid game and even in the late game, you're going to use things like speed boots, right? But then eventually you're going to get to a power level, and I don't mean the arbitrary player power, not arbitrary, but I don't mean the player power level. I mean your gear is going to get to a point where you're going to be able to support percentage boots. So if you have a nuker, you could put them in, that's an attack nuker. You could put attack percent boots on them and get more damage, but still not lose a lot of speed because you're going to have speed everywhere else within the kit potentially, right? Or you're going to have other ways to boost them and so that they're going to do damage first. I feel like at a certain point, accounts get to a point where Shamil doesn't really matter. And what really opened my eyes to this was the Trunda teams. The Trunda teams don't use a Shamil in them. They just blow up the head that fears everybody. That's the whole strategy. Like, oh, that head's out there, kill it. And so I'm applying that same strategy with this team, basically, right? I feel like at certain so Shamil is really the one of those champions that for like early to mid game accounts will really unlock clan boss for you. Now don't get me wrong, so can Duchess or even what's her name? I can't remember. I'm hoping if I see her face, Rector Drath. They can also help because they bring the veil. Elva as well brings veils. But for me, Shamil just made it so much easier. And then I love the strategy of Shamil pumping turn meter to a champion in the lead position that also pumps turn meter to your team. So you're just taking that turn meter and you're cycling it throughout your whole team and getting a lot of turns that way. So I do love that idea. However, I feel like this is kind of like the next evolution. You know, if you look at some of the really high damage dealers, the content creators, a lot of them, you don't see Shamil in their teams that they're demonstrating now, right? They're experimenting with obviously Trunda teams or other teams that are just doing tons of damage with huge survivability, and they're just cleansing off the fears or just ignoring it, and it's just something that you just have to deal with because that head dies so quickly, especially at the lower difficulties. And so that's my thought process, and it has worked for me. This exact team put up huge numbers for me last week in Hydra, so on Nightmare difficulty, mind you. So now I'm going to try it at Brutal, and let's see how it goes. But I just wanted to kind of lay the groundwork for you guys to kind of understand my approach and what I'm doing. Now, I do manual my teams, and part of that is because I actually kind of enjoy it, which sounds a little crazy to say, but I'm actually going to go, I think, with the turn meter first and the speed. So we're going to get the Hex out there. You're going to notice some lag right now, and that is because I'm streaming, I'm uploading my video, and I have 2 instances of Raid running right now. So there will be a little bit of kind of like a stutter here. I do apologize for that. And so here you see we're going to get a huge early damage output from Newt. Now, Shamil's not doing that, right? And so that's kind of what I'm talking about, what I like so much about him. So we're going to do a cleanse. Now, again, that's the other thing. I have 2 cleansers in this team. So the fears just get cleansed away. And you'll see Acrizia did an AoE hit. She should be feared. But now White Queen is feared. So I'm okay with that. I should probably kill the Fear Head, but I also would love to kill the Head of Torment. So I believe that's what... Sorry, Mischief. The Head of Mischief. I apologize. Is this Torment? Yeah, it is. Okay. Now, I don't really care about the buffs being stolen. Again, I have a 3rd mini cleanse there. And an unfortunate counterattack, but... I'm going to actually put the Weaken out because I am not afraid. And almost. So as the fears are still a little bit of a problem. I don't know if you noticed that I did lose quite a few turns there. But we've kind of caught back up. And we're going to get a cleanse. So now all those fears are removed. And I'm going to take advantage of the Hex damage right now and focus on this head. Now, I would love to have had defense, decreased defense, and other and weaken on that head before doing that ability, but I'm okay kind of with what I'm doing here. So, got some cooldown reduction, nice. Again, we've got so many cleanses on the team that the fears are kind of a non-issue because we can just cycle through them, cycle past them, I should say. Big hit from Acrizia. Again, we're gonna go with big hit from Newt. Oh, well, or I'm gonna get feared. That was a baby fear too. That one makes me mad. Got some cooldown reduction there. I think, was it on... Yeah, it must have been on Ugo, because her block buffs was up again. Alright. Now, I am not the right affinity here, but I do want to get rid of this head. So I am going to use Newt. And then we'll get a cleanse here. And Acrizia will finish it off with a big AoE hit. I'm going to bring her in for another hit there. We're just going to focus on the head that's down. So I'm already at 10 million. I'm sitting pretty good here. Pretty happy with my output. I don't have block buffs up, so I'm not going to risk the counterattack being stolen, because that would be a real problem. So I'm going to play a little smart here. And still don't have block buffs up. So just kind of trying to play a little smart. No cooldown reduction there. There we go. We got block buffs out. So that changes how we can play a little bit. Now we're about to lose all these debuffs, and that's just because he resisted, and I think it's like one of the 6% resists where they just have a passive chance to outright resist regardless of accuracy. It's the only thing I could think of that would have caused that resistance, because she does have enough accuracy. So, go here. Oh, extra turn. Decrease some cooldown. Block buffs is up, so I definitely want to go ahead and get the weaken out there. And I am going to try and hit here. if possible, and see if we can get any, like, decent kind of damage onto him. I'm going to do a mini cleanse here. And we do get a Crizia to do some damage as well. Of course. Oh, and then the provoke. Hey, there we go. So we saved all of our buffs. Excellent. We're going to cleanse and get some turn meter. We're going to cleanse and get some turn meter and some shields. And I know I'm weak affinity. Well, no, he's under. Let's not do that. Let's focus this head again because he is under protect, ally protect. So we are strong affinity. I know ally protect is up, but we should still chunk down a big bit of damage there. So, and we did. We did exactly that, even with ally protect up. This should finish him off. And there we go. I feel like I'm not getting as many cooldown reductions as I normally do, so I'm a little disappointed in that. So far. But you can kind of see the idea that I feel like the damage is actually slowed down a little bit here. There we go. There's some cooldown reduction I was waiting for. Alright. So that's a Crizia, right? We will ally attack that head. Get it nice. Try and weaken it up. Turn meter and shield. Alright. Cleanse. And then we should, well, Newt had lost some turn meter there, so. We'll get it off the ally attack, that's fine. So Newt should actually be able to kill this head then, with his A3 here. There we go. Nice. Now we have the decreased defense on the decapitated head for a change, which is nice. And weaken. If I can go fast enough and get a Crizia to come in here with a big hit. Yeah. Nice little chunk there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Sorry, I was just reacting to chat there. No, I didn't even think about it. I don't really consider this head a threat, so I kind of leave him out. That's a great point. I never considered that. I'll mention that to you guys. I'm gonna stop recording here in just a second too. But so someone in my chats asked if there's any reason I was not using Acrizia or Newt's enemy max HP on the Head of Suffering, because he has the highest 8 max HP, and I hadn't considered that. Honestly, I feel like because of the champions that I bring, the Head of Suffering really isn't a problem for me. So I don't really worry about him. I try to take out the heads that are a threat. But yeah, I see exactly what he's saying. Because we'll get, and I'll demonstrate it here for you. I thought, yeah, but see, did you, like, all right. Well, it's a bad example now, but he hits him for, oh yeah, oh, wow. Wow. All right. Lesson learned, right? You get, what do I always say, guys? You don't know what you don't know. Those were massive numbers. 180 some damage versus 400,000. So, yeah. Definitely need to target that head more often. Thank you. Thank you for the tip. Awesome. And that carries over to the decapitated head, apparently, too. So, or it's just because it's decapitated and I do more damage. Who knows? All right, well, that's how the team works, guys. So you'll see we're at 33 turns at 28 million. I'm very happy with that on Brutal. I should be able to. I'm not going to post this recording until tomorrow during the day, so I'll have time to probably record a follow-up video with the total damage that we do here, because I'm going to manual this and just hang out with chat while I do it, because that's like my favorite thing to do. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, let's chat. Let's have some, and entertain me while I grind away at the command boss. I don't know how well this team does on auto. I really don't. I think it'll do better now that I use Newt instead. That's the cap, isn't it? The 415. It really feels like I'm getting such less cooldown reduction. I'm kind of salty about it. But yeah, I farmed my way back up in the damage ranks, though, big time here. Alright, I gotta wait for that debuff to come off, though, so I'm not gonna hit the Head of Suffering with the debuff on. So we'll give him a turn. There's some cooldown reduction. This might kill this head. Not quite. Yeah, yeah. So the provoke head is a non-factor once you have, okay, I say once you have, you'll never be able to get her again, but Archer Queen really makes the provoke head a non-factor for me, so I don't even really worry about it anymore because her provoke is always up. The fear head, like I said at the beginning, is just this particular team. It's just built to ignore that head and kill it over yeah, basically just kill it is kind of the plan. So I should have a cleanse here, yeah. My main account is not free to play. I have 2 Archer Queens. I'll give it to you like that. That's a great way to sum up how not free to play my main account is. Unfortunately. I really don't like that ally protect coming out. Alright, we get a cleanse again. So I'm going to use Acrizia right now every time on the Fearhead because she can't get feared. And I need to get this head gone. But everybody else can attack the decapitated head for the few turns that it still is. And I'm not attacking this guy right now because of his reflect damage. I don't want to kill my Acrisias. I do have a reviver on this team, which I like, but I don't have to. Yeah, I expected as much. Like that. I honestly thought she'd live. Alright, I'm gonna mini cleanse here so I can revive her. And I get an extra turn. I'll take that. Get this guy down. Provoke. There we go. I gotta get the revive here. Get the weaken out. Let's go for the cleanse instead of the ally attack. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. That's one thing I lack on this team is a buff removal. So I'm really dependent on my block buffs, but if a buff gets through, I kind of just have to suffer through it. I don't really have a way to remove it. So correct, Sun Wukong is a great option, and okay, I prefer Ugo over Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is a great buff removal and block buff champion. Great. However, I have found it quite difficult to bring in somebody that brings decreased defense and a separate champion that brings block buffs. Ugo does it all. And so I prefer Ugo over Sun Wukong. Because right now, if I took Ugo out of this team, I would have no decreased defense champion. And I don't really know a combination that I would bring in. Like, who do I drop at that point, right? I can't drop Archer Queen. She covers 2 of my debuffs. I don't want to drop Newt. So it's like, you know. Yeah. So, because I hear that comparison a lot. It's like, well, just use Ugo. And that's what I do on my main account, because Ugo's only 40 on my main account. Or, sorry, my free-to-play account. I use Sun Wukong, and I love it. I got no issues using Sun Wukong. I just prefer Ugo when possible, which is obviously a big, you know, if and when. There we go. That's what I love, the ally attack. I get a ton of cooldown reduction out of it. And I got an extra turn. I'll take that. Alright, I gotta be careful here because we still have that. Oh, I want to use it so bad, guys. No! How did block buffs come down? Alright, there we go. That's what I've been waiting for. I really don't know how my block buffs went down. I really, truly don't. Did Ugo get eaten? Is that... No, that can't be it. Those debuffs still should have stayed up. Alright, we gotta back up on a couple now. And a nice big cleanse. There we go. Alright, we regained control. Let's keep it going. Screw it. Yeah, I just bring so many cleanses, I don't really worry about it anymore. I love this extra turn. we need to cycle through block buffs here pretty quickly. Extra turn. No. Do I want to do turn meter here or ally attack? I think ally attack. That is unfortunate. When I get this guy off the board. There we go. Ah, that was a mistake. I saw the Padric was positive or neutral affinity to it, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do this. Not realizing that I had all the debuffs on this head. Alright, Head of Suffering's back up. We need to cycle through our block debuffs. Or block buffs, rather. Perfect. I want to let the poison head take a turn, and then I'll pop it. Because he's full turn meter. There we go. Don't kill yourself, Newt. I'm gonna go for a mini cleanse just to keep her health up. Alright. Big heal. Thank you. Queen is so broken. The debuff is still up, so I'm not gonna hit it right now. Oh, I'm sorry for the yawning, guys. I'm definitely tired. Looking forward to a nice nappy poo tomorrow. I'd love to stay up and do live arena with you guys again, but I don't think that's in the cards tonight. Alright, cleanse, yeah. Expected. Provoking Hex. There we go. Extra turn. I thought about it and then I immediately realized my mistake there. And now I don't need to make the mistake anymore. Guess I didn't need to make... Ah, damn it. Ugo, you suck. And he does have decreased attack on, so it should be fine. I don't want to... Can I get away with it again? Not without a shield. I need to get her shield up. Oh, White Queen. No. Alright, there we go. I'll take this cleanse at least. But I really needed her shield up. Of course. Go, Newt. All three were weak hits. That's unfortunate. Can't use that yet. Yeah, okay. Decreased attack did its job. Getting hit a little bit with RNG here. We need to get control back, so that stabilizes us a little bit. Well, I think I can use this now. Yeah, because the counter, because he doesn't, the reflect on him doesn't do as much as the reflect on here. Let's get that block buffs out. Get the big shield. I guess doesn't matter as much now. There's the provoke. Just in time. And now we can start getting the damage rolling here. I need another cleanse. rid of those fears. Get rid of this shield. Get rid of this head. Nice. I was gonna say I would love some cooldown reductions right now. Alright, these they have the same debuff, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, this one has more HP, doesn't it? I'm gonna regret that. There we go. That helped quite a bit because now I don't have to fear Poison Cloud. Perfect. It doesn't really feel like a 50% chance, I gotta tell you. I'm gonna hit the Head of Suffering as soon as the debuff comes off. Alright, Newt. Let me see it. Big numbers. What was the first one? 100. The other thing I love about Newt is he brings that decreased attack. So I don't have to have the shield to survive. In previous iterations, I had to have a shield to survive this head. But now I can just decrease attack, and I'm good to go. Big hits. Huge advice. Absolute huge advice. Completely changing my approach now. Maybe I could get it off the board, so I just went ahead and did it. I'm trying very hard not to fall asleep at my desk. Oh, because it's an AoE hit. That makes sense. I don't think you can tell. Just because of the way my camera angle is, I don't know if you all can tell how heavy my eyelids are. Should be max, right? No weaken? Is that why? So the subsequent hits on that did more because he re-decreased the defense, I assume. Because he hit cap on that. 415, 289 is cap. Oh, I'm not even drink. I love it, Grizia. There it is. Newt has higher multiplier. It's much harder to hit the cap with a Charisma with just decreased defense. Yeah, yeah. Well, also, like 2 hits ago, or 1 hit ago, 1 A3 ago, Newt's first hit wasn't the cap, but then he did his passive decreased defense, and then he hit 415 to 89 on the last 2. So, yeah, I'm starting to see. And we need to remember that this is still the highest enemy max HP. Yeah. Even when it's decapitated. I'm getting close to breaking all the heads at the same time again, too. Big hits here. And extra turn. Let's go. Fortunately, they both turned with full turn meter, so... No! Bro, I was off by like a turn. I guess I don't really need to hit that head. I didn't really want to give myself turn meter there, but I need these poison clouds to wear off, so... She's gonna kill herself, but I don't care. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I did it again. We're okay. No, we're not. No, it's not a nice run. Cause I can do that on a 4 time. I can do 150 on Nightmare. I need to do a lot better on Brutal than that. I had a lot of misplays. That's the problem. And it got away from me there at the end because of the reflect damage. Well, yeah. I mean, that wasn't even a full hour either. Maybe I wait and run it again tomorrow. And then if I have the same result tomorrow, then Nightmare is the better place to run because the multiplier would get us more points in the end, right? Because 4 times this amount is greater than 3 times this amount. It didn't help that I was falling asleep in the middle of my run either. I'm really surprised Archer Queen did more damage than Newt too. Well, shucks. It's kind of a waste of an hour. But I'm gonna do them tomorrow when I'm well rested and everything. It just feels very anticlimactic for you guys that decided to come watch me and I can't even really do anything. What's the time on Live Arena? Yeah, that's not happening. I'm probably just gonna log off for the night, get some good sleep, and then play tomorrow. I don't know if I should stream during the day tomorrow or not. I don't know, probably not. Dude, so I got to watch that game at work today. I was so upset. I was so upset. They played so bad. They really did. Like, it didn't feel like they were playing at a playoff level. It felt like they were just playing regular season hockey. Like, a few guys were finishing their checks, but there were far too many guys that were just trying to play with their sticks and not with their bodies. And I was very disappointed. Hopefully we get 2 of our big defenders back in the next coming couple games. That'll make a big difference. Look, so everyone's doubting me, right? Because the Rangers are the President's Trophy and the Capitals barely made it in, you know? But the series record between them is 2-2. We won 2, they won 2, right? So we can beat them. We've done it before. We know we can. Not every team has, right? So I think we can definitely have a really good chance to upset them this series, and I think that we just need to actually play playoff hockey and play to the speed that we should be playing. I think we'll be able to pull it out. So I think, yeah, you're exactly right. If we can steal one on Monday, or on Tuesday rather, it's going to be a really, really big deal for us. So I'm looking forward to that game. I'm going to have to miss the first half hour because I work right up until 7 that day. But all right, guys, it has been something. It's fun for me. I love streaming. I just feel like I underperformed for you guys tonight because I didn't get to save that. I almost didn't stream tonight. I'm glad I did, but I almost didn't because of this, because of how tired I am. So, uh, sorry, I'm just thinking. Yeah. Yeah. If the Leafs can win one tomorrow too, that gives me hope because they lost in a similar fashion, right? Didn't they lose 4-1? They lost 5-1. Yeah. So hopefully they can pull out that victory. You're kidding me. So I just read something on X that says JJ McCarthy's odds to go number 2 overall are moving drastically from 20-1 to 17-1, now 11-1. I don't know how I feel about that. Down the road. All right, yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. That's the earliest I'm going to bed in a long time too. That's pretty good. I'll get some really good rest and have a nice refreshing day tomorrow. This is gonna be a hard clan v clan for me though. So I gotta figure that out. All right. Good night, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next stream. More streams coming. That's what I was doing the long pause, long thinking about. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the trigger and share the news here in a couple days. Probably tomorrow. I've got some time to record a well thought out video, so we're gonna do it tomorrow. All right. Thanks, guys. Love y'all. I'll see you later.